Hi, everyone. My name is Lori Torgerson White, and I'm here because I'm passionate about helping you to use the experience of pregnancy, birth, and parenting to help you grow as a human, transform into the best parent you can be, and use the power that you will uncover in the process to help create a world where our children can thrive. Okay, so first, let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm sitting in my house here. It's a mess a little bit behind me. There's some kid stuff everywhere, but that's part of being a parent. Um, and I am a mother of three beautiful children. So Felix is 11, Eliza's 9, and Fletcher is 5. And honestly, I've been passionate about birth from the moment I learned I was pregnant over 12 years ago. I live my life by 4 core values. So I approach each experience in life with curiosity. I'm driven by love. I always strive to do my best, and I recognized that my best usually falls short of perfect, but it's still my best. And I go through the world with a deep respect for all living beings. And so I've applied all of those principles, those core values, I apply them to everything I do. And especially, I applied those to the birth of my kids. So 12 years ago, I began my education on pregnancy, birth, and parenting out of necessity. I was pregnant, and so if I was to live according to those 4 values, I would need to whet my curiosity by doing my research. And so I devoured every single resource I could find on pregnancy, birth, and babies. I watched all the documentaries. I read all of the books. I'm a scientist as well, and so I also read the scientific articles on birth, and it was after doing all of that, after watching The Business of Being Born and reading voraciously about the potential impacts of medication on the baby, I decided that the best decision for me was to have an unmedicated birth. And it made sense to me because I was really, really curious. So I told you curiosity is one of my core values. I was really curious about what birth felt like. I figured, if we're supposed to, if we decide to have babies and birth is the way that happens, maybe this is something that I'm supposed to experience, right? There's got to be some value for me in this. And so I decided to have that unmedicated birth. I knew I wanted to do my best. Like I said, that's something else. Everything I do, I want to do my best. And so I wanted to provide the calmest, least invasive entry earthside for my baby who was yet to be born. I did that. I had Felix in a 2-hour unmedicated hospital birth, but it was in a birth center. Okay, so I had him in a birth center inside of a hospital. I can tell you more about his birth in another video later on. But that birth set the stage then for me to go on to have 2 subsequent home births. All beautiful, all that helped me to transform and through the experience of pregnancy, those births, and then on parenting, I wouldn't be who I am today without really surrendering and letting all of those experiences wash over me, allowing myself to really feel them, to go outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more today. But those experiences are what make me who I am today. So, over the next several years, Felix was born in 2012. Over the subsequent years, between 2012 and now, I couldn't get birth out of my head. I still cannot get birth out of my head. The feeling of empowerment that I experienced when I was taken completely out of my comfort zone during birth, I found it to be addictive. Almost, I think, in the same way that someone who's into extreme sports like rock climbing or skydiving, those experiences that take you so far out of your comfort zone that you then are fully present in the moment, that was addictive to me. And while I do love babies and I would keep having them forever, I recognized that if I didn't find a way to do birth work myself, my husband might leave me when I ended up with a dozen babies. Really, all joking aside, the 3 births of my babies were bar none the most impactful, transformative experiences of my life. And by getting out of my comfort zone and persisting in birthing my baby, even in the face of the most insane pressure that honestly I could not have even imagined. I'm not going to say it was the most insane pressure I could have imagined. The experience was beyond what I could have imagined. But I did it anyway, and because I did it anyway, I then knew that I could be the parent my children needed. I could face anything for them. And so I parented, and I used the ability to go inward that I had cultivated during 3 births to make it through the toughest of 3-year-old tantrums. And I am not joking around when I say that I had some tantrums where my kids laid on the ground screaming for hours. But honestly, if you can push a baby out of your vagina and then be okay, you can also handle 3-year-old tantrums. I used, the power, the ability to go inward that I found during birth to find peace when I sat with my youngest for 4 days in the NICU, okay? I used the power that I pulled upon during birth to completely uproot our family and move to a new community when we needed to find a school that allowed my children to thrive, and we did that. So for me, the power I gained during births, it has powered everything I've done since then. Seriously, every single thing I have done, everything I've accomplished since then, I find that it came originally from that experience of finding my power during birth, okay? But what it didn't do for me is it did not, I feel I've transformed as a parent, as a human. My passion for birth work has not diminished. And so, despite the fact that I have a full-fledged career as an animal welfare scientist, so I have a 9-to-5 job where I work to improve the lives of animals, I also keep trying to dive into the birth world. So I've begun the process of training to be a midwife in the past by attending births with my home birth midwife. I have worked nights and weekends outside of my 9-to-5 job as a doula. I have done that so that I can help others experience the transformation and awakening that I felt when I birthed my babies, okay? It's so important, and I want this for you. And then most recently, I wrote a book about birth that seeks to give you the information that you need to make empowered choices. So whether you choose an unmedicated birth or a home birth or a hospital birth or even a cesarean section, what is really important is that you're making the choice. But whatever you choose, I want you to be behind that fully. Okay, and so that's what the book is there for. It's to give you all of the information that you need to make empowered choices that will allow you to experience birth as transformative and empowering. So then you can then take that power with you on your parenting journey, on your life journey, in your community where you're trying to make the world a better place for your children. Let's take that power from birth to do that. So for me, again, I chose an unmedicated birth, and I believe that unmedicated birth by design takes us so far out of our comfort zone that it can literally feel like an out-of-body experience. It did for me. And as a society, we have been conditioned to be afraid, deeply afraid to leave our comfort zones by the wayside. We live in climate-controlled houses where we can have our groceries and literally anything we desire delivered to our doorsteps. We utilize pharmaceuticals to treat pain and illness, and oftentimes this allows us to continue to live our lives in ways that feel comfortable to us, and we don't have to make changes to our lifestyles to cure our diseases or to mitigate our pain. even when those changes might actually be better for us than the pharmaceuticals. But it wasn't always this way. What if birth was designed to be intense? What if it was designed to take us out of our comfort zones because we need to go through a transformation in order to become the best parent we can be, or even to become the best human we can be? We've all heard the term hitting rock bottom, right? Or nowadays, the self-improvement or the spiritual growth community is rife with people telling us that the quickest and most effective way to grow as humans is to go through despair. They've even called it a dark night of the soul. So what if birth was designed to be our dark night of the soul? What if the discomfort of birth is something that we're meant to overcome? I mean, honestly, it's the easiest and the hardest first win of parenting, okay? So that baby is coming out of your body whether you like it or not. So imagine a world where an epidural maybe isn't an option. You would then be forced out of your comfort zone and also highly likely to succeed at doing the hardest thing of your entire life, sending a baby out of your vagina, because they're going to be born whether you like it or not. At every birth I've attended and every birth I myself have experienced, the mother has gotten to the point where she says, I just cannot do this. Like, she'll say, I'm not doing it. I'm keeping this baby inside of me. But then, you know what happens every single time? She does it. She pushes that baby out, okay? The baby joins us earthside. So birth teaches us that we are capable of things that we don't believe we are capable of. And once we succeed, then we're ready to not only take on becoming a parent, but we might even be ready to start chipping away at other broken systems that oppress us as humans or that oppress the earth. Birth is here for a reason. It's hard for a reason. And it's here for you, okay? I'm so excited to be going on this journey with you. This is my first video, so it's not perfect, as I said. I do my best, but my best is often not perfect. I'm planning many more videos. I want to help you prepare to meet this most amazing opportunity, the birth of your baby, to be ready to step out of your comfort zone and experience your baby's birth in a way that allows you to be transformed, awakened, and empowered. Please like this video, share it, leave questions and comments. You can find my new book. It's called Awaken Through Birth, From Fear to Power Through Evidence and Intuition on Amazon or any other online retailer. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to hear from you and to be in community with you. Have a great day. Bye.